free when my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Kamille Smith. hey, hey, y'all. I am, you know, a little behind with time, but it's all good. I just wanted to make sure I bring this topic to y'all. But before I begin, because I was at an event a little bit earlier, I want to big up Sharon. I hope I said it right. Sharon from Perspective Studios Production Inc. My gosh, in Whitby, I checked it out and it's actually a dope place. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen three studios in the last like 6 months to a year, and this by far was the best place I've seen. I have been to others, but the way they were promoting it is different from how she's promoting it. So I really wanted to give her a shout out. I'm gonna put that in the notes afterwards. So if anyone's a podcaster or anything, or sorry, if anyone is looking for a multi-purpose room in Durham, aka Whitby, check that place out because I was very shocked and I was just amazed. I shouldn't say shocked. I was just amazed at how amazing the space was, and yeah, so thank you, Christopher Lawrence, for letting me know about that event. And I had to let y'all know. Remember how I told y'all last week that obviously it was a premiere and I was at ACBN's symposium, ACBN's Legacy Symposium. Family, folks, honest to jaw, if I didn't go to that event, I probably would have thrown in the towel um for a minute, right? If anyone's close to me, they know that times are life is lifing right now. And one of the things is I always want to give back to the community, but life has been lifing, and for the longest time I wasn't feeling the value that I should be feeling, and it was making me feel away to the point where I just wanted to be like, yo, maybe I should just do something else. But I want to big up Ryan, Charmaine, Lorianne. I know I didn't meet you, but you were amazing on this hosting and everything, and just the ACBN team for um giving me that space to be able to promote my business and have that passion, and big up Jackie and Neil for and our fire start slide. That was a good boost as well. Just people were like taking in the passion I have, and also seeing people like familiar faces and seeing them and just be like, yo, I love how the energy that I received, like the energy that I got from people I know and the energy that I got from people that doesn't know me was so freaking amazing. I'm not getting teary-eyed. I just remember speaking to Patrick, and we were having like a discussion. I believe shucks. Peter, yes. Peter asked us to ask someone beside us that we don't know questions, and we asked about how our health is, mental, physical, and I had to become vulnerable and express things to Patrick, and Patrick was very dope. Um, and he gave me some great tips on like how to deal with grief and everything. So that is, I just wanted to share my experience. Like if it wasn't for that last week, I fam. And also, hold on, I have to show you guys the exclusiveness. Hold on. So Dr. George Fraser was there. Sorry, let me big up Dr. Vibe, Christopher Lawrence, ACBN, Chris Beth, Khalil, Andre Smith, Cheryl from Black Canadian Pods. Um, if I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to. I just want to show my appreciation to everyone. But also, oh, Stacy Ann, Barry, um, and all the vendors that were there. Big up yourself, because I got a couple things. I wish I could show it, but you know how time goes. But Dr. Fraser was on for an hour, and the one thing that he spoke about was one, the black businesses, the black family. The stats that he gave was insane, and to the point where I want to have a discussion about how we can bring back the black families. Big up Dr. Vibe for speaking about it yesterday. You know, he beat me to it. I would say. Also, the black wealth, and then financial literacy. So I was nervous. So I'm if I know a lot of people would be like, Cam, you nervous? I'm like, I'm actually nervous that sometimes, like, when it's the time to be nervous, I'm freaking nervous. Okay? So, however, let me get exclusiveness. I promised y'all that I would have some photos, and I'm gonna show you a photo. Big up Dr. Vibe for getting this footage, because I'm ecstatic. Like I'm gonna frame it and everything, because this is an amazing photo. Whoa, Johnny, watch me look good, you know. I'm such a nerd. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me. How come it's not showing? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, show. Let's show like this. Oh, okay. Let's see if this is gonna work. Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Give me a second, because you would think I would have this photo ready. I thought I did save it, but such is life. But I want to show y'all. I want to show you that I'm not, capping or anything. Sorry, I'm using old school words. Boom. Ah, see it there? See it there? See, I never know how to share this thing properly. Yeah. Oh. So this photo is going to be framed. Yeah, bullet. You see it there? You see it there? And I basically had a quick chat with him, saying like, this is your speech was amazing. He actually did make me cry and tear up. One of his last sayings was, fuck, it's slipping out of my mind for a second, but it's, remember, remember the memories. So like all the like memories that you have with loved ones and stuff that you're missing. Ah, shucks, I'm not remembering it word to word. I am going to say it on again, but I'm just nervous about this. But yeah, golly, he this is a big one, y'all. This is a big one. This is a big one. So like I'm ecstatic, right? So boom bam bam. Um so yeah. that was my Saturday, and I'm just so excited that I was able to experience that because that was a really fun experience. So, yeah. However, today's episode, I have to big up one of my great friends. She was asking about this, and I was like, "Shucks, I was told about this, so I have like a lot of group chats, like especially with like accountant ladies, and we I was post about it. Lorianne, thank you again, another Lorianne, and at first I looked at it, I was like, oh, they're getting rid of first time home buyers, tax incentive, no way. And I was like, this is crazy. And then I actually took it in and read it, and I was like, okay, okay, I understand, I understand. So I really wanted to, let you guys be familiar what's happening, because I think, I read it, and I said at first, oh no, this is a bad idea. But then I read about it, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is a good idea. So dash this thing away. So I want to first say, this is only my opinion. Okay. If you have done the first time, golly, sorry, if you have done this program before and it helped you a lot, good for you. Good for you. Right. I'm happy for you. I'm glad that it was able to be beneficial for you. But when you actually dive in and read about like what it's about, I don't know. I don't know. I'm really skeptical about it, right? So I really want to dive into it and let you guys be aware about it, because this is what I do is I'm asked a question about something that has to deal with personal finance, and with a meeting, a consultation, 15-minute consultation, you'd be able to have these questions, right? So, but this one, dash it away. Dash it away. And if you're wondering why I'm saying dash it away, is because there's so many layers to this, and to make it simple, I'm actually going to read it off by I'm not going to like I'm going to read it, but I'm going to give you guys a summary of it. You know what? I'm going to show this one cuz it's okay. This one I can show. Um mm, 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 mm. Do I want to show by window? Let's show by this. Let's show it this way. Okay. So, because you see, there's different tabs, so you want to be aware. So, big up Forbes for having this. So, basically, for homeowners considering the federal first time home buyers incentives, as it means to help with the down payment for their first home. Take note, the program is ending a year earlier than planned, and you have until the end of March to submit your application. According to the notice on the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation CMHS website, the deadline for new or updated submissions for the incentive is midnight Eastern Time at March 21st, 2024. Okay. So no new approvals can be granted after March 31st. So that's why I decided to have this today, right? Um so boom, there you have it. So now you're wondering what this program is about. So the program is aimed to help first-time home buyers boost their down payment amount with an interest-free loan. So you either have the option of 5% or 10%. However, if anyone understands the way of getting a home when it's your first home and it's your principal residence, you normally have to put down 20%, right? However, times are hard. Okay, we understand times are hard. We can't do that. We're times are hard. That putting down a down payment of 20% is, say it's 500. So I'm gonna give y'all example. Okay, okay. Let's because this has happened. Like I've witnessed this before. Like literally. So let's make it easy. Let's make it easy. So 500K for a house, right? Okay, for a 500K home, you would have to drop 100,000 on this, right? So, uh, mm, I'm so sad. Just the thought of it, like, cause like I said, I've experienced this for home. Okay, so I'm trying to make it visual for everyone. So normally it's 20% down for a home, right? So like I said, 500K for your house, and you have to at least put down 100K, 20%. A lot of people cannot afford that. So what they normally do is if you at least put down 5%, right? Then you one have to have a mortgage insurance. So like, and you have to add to your mortgage payments because you couldn't cover the full 20% down payment, right? So then bet, cool. So you put down 5%. However, 5% of this is 25,000. Even some, if we're thinking about the way that the RSP system works, yes, you could do this 5% based on how the way the home buyer with the RSPs work, right? However, this program here is okay. You're either gonna put 5% or 10% down, and then you know what the government says? Hey, we are going to put down the rest of the 15 or 10%, right? So boom, we got you. It's interest free, depending on the actually let me just show you the whole thing. Let me just show you the whole um article, right? Because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. So it's either 5% or 10% depending on the property's market value. Okay, so boom, interest-free loan sounded like a boon for to cash strapped home buyers. This the incentive was actually a shared equity mortgage. I am going to get back to that soon. So share equity mortgage meaning the federal government shares in the appreciation of the home up to the maximum of 8% until either the house was sold or after 25 years, whichever comes first. Okay? If you really, so I then once went down the rabbit hole. I was like, oh, what is a shared equity mortgage, right? This is very important. This is the important part, right? So basically, and this is why I have to explain it this way so you guys are able to understand, because granted there's some folks that probably use this and it was a very incentive. However, golly, a shared equity mortgage involves sharing the equity in a home with your lender. You take a lower mortgage amount, and in exchange, your lender will own some equity in the home. So, question, guys, for the ones that have a home, do you want, unless it's someone that it's a loved one or whatnot, or like a business partner that you want to share equity with, would you rather share it with the government, or would you rather share it with someone like a loved one that you know? I don't know about y'all, but I rather share it with someone I know, right? Not the not the government. So that is the reason why you see the that's just so weird. Okay, sorry. So the whole thing is um both you and the lender become co-owners of the property. So the government has a part of your home, right? So you get to live in the home, but can borrow much less than you would typically need with a traditional mortgage. When you sell the home, you take your share of the profits from the proceeds of the sale, and the lender takes their share. Okay? Similarly, if you sell your home for a loss, the lender would also share the losses as well. But knowing the government, that's not gonna it's not gonna work with them, right? So boom. So here's even another example. So I wanted to make it a visual way for you ladies and gentlemen to understand, because I think it's very important to realize what's going down. Okay? So boom. This one is 650,000 because I guess it's more realistic, because I don't think there's any there's no more 500K ones, right? So, hope you understand. So, see this? This is how much the monthly payments are going to be, right? So, say you were going to put down 10%, 65,000 for the 650,000, right? So, oh, boom. So ideally you'd be saving $300 a month on mortgage payments, but think about it. These people are going to have the same amount of equity. And like I said, unless you want your co-owners to be the government or someone you know, minano star, minano. So this is something you want to be mindful about, right? But I mean, if the mortgage, you at the same time you have to think about the pros and cons with the mortgage payments or the mortgage insurance that you would have paid, right? If you had only done the 5%. But I know, but the one thing I know about this is that they're targeting low income folks. And that's why I think it's not as beneficial as we really think. And obviously it's not, because they're dashing it away. So dash it away. Dash it away. I am okay with this, right? So boom. So let's go back to this incentive, right? Because the point of this is like to really show you the why this is. So and the one thing is there's you can't have a certain amount of money. So if you're making 150,000 or sorry, 150,000 in Toronto, Vancouver and Victoria, BC, or 120,000 for the rest of Canada. If you're making that much, um, you don't qualify. So you have to be a certain range. Like I said, they're looking for people with like lower income than too much usually, right? Um, actually, sorry, did I read that wrong? That's fair. That's fine. That's fine. Because guess what? It's going away. So it doesn't really matter. So sorry. I'm gonna correct myself. I'm gonna correct myself. Critics of the program said the qualifying income was too low. So you had to have 150 in Toronto or 120 in the rest of Canada. But there is a cap, mortgage cap, 4 or 4.5 times the qualifying household income, meaning the total borrowing amount was either 480 or 675, depending on your location. So I apologize. I apologize. However, a little history about this, the where and when it started. It started in 2019, ironically. So 2019, it was launched with a 1.25 billion commitment at the end of 2022. Um, CMHC had committed only 329 million, representing 18,500 applicants. And then the federal budget in 2022 announced an extension up to March 31st, 2025. However, the extension was repelled as March 1st. So it just happened and announced that changes to the applications there's no announced changes to applications that have already been approved. So good for you guys for the ones that I mean the ones that got in. Cool. But I want to now state the pros and cons about this. And I'm going to state the pros and cons based on the the shared equity, right? Because I really want people to be mindful about this. Okay? So here's the pros and cons. And cons. And if anyone wants to discuss this, to say why you like it or why you don't like it, by all means, I am all ears. But like, here are the advantages. It's a lower down payment. I'm pretty sure anyone that has experience getting a home and finding a way to get that I'll say 10 to 20% down payment was like really like um like stressing. So lower down payments, lower monthly mortgage payments. Obviously, that's a plus plus, right? More affordable because the smaller loan makes it easier to actually qualify for a mortgage, and then easier to qualify for. All you need to do is qualify for a certain mortgage amount that your current financial and credit profile is eligible for, and then the lender will do the rest, which is the government, right? So granted, I'm telling you this because you have until March 24th to actually to slide in into their DMs. But anything after March 31st, you're out of luck, right? But I want to at least let you know so you're aware about these things, right? So the cons, the disadvantage of this is temptation to buy a more expensive house. So since you're having financial assistance when you're buying a home, you're taking out a mortgage, you may be tempted to buy a more expensive one because you're like, yo, since they're gonna take care of it, boom, bam, bam, right? I get that analogy, but you also don't want to bite more than you can chew, right? That's another thing. You definitely don't want to bite more than you can chew. Also, shared equity must be repaid. Upon sale of the property, the loan must be brought back or repaid, right? So remember, you have until it gets sold or 25 years. Jeez, Louise. So the folks, you have to be mindful about this, right? Profits are shared. Remember, if it was a loved one that you're sharing the profits with, by all means, go crazy. You're winning because at least you are making profit with someone else, right? But this is the government we're sharing it with. Yikes, right? That sucks. Like I wouldn't want that. But hey, that's all good. Hard to find and secure. So shared equity mortgages are not common. So you could have a hard time finding a lender who offers them and may have extra costs to pay. Shared equity mortgages are considered long-term investments and they may come with extra costs if you sell or refinance. Be mindful about that, eh? Um, so that's why again, this is only my opinion. Dash the thing away. I'm happy it's going away because I something tells me it's not as beneficial as we would hope it would be, right? Um, but stuff happen. I mean, there's ways to get around this, and yeah. So also, and I would love to hear from mortgage brokers, real estate agents, like your takes as well. So definitely hit me up and let me know, right? Who else? So now that we know the pros and cons, I want to give y'all alternatives because unless you have something just now, um, unless you got something in, let's see, if you could think of something in within 2 weeks, good luck. Good luck to you, right? But the alternatives is the RSP, because remember we have the RSP home buyers plan, right? That's still something that you want to consider. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that one first because there's the new one. So for the folks that are new or not new to Canada, but the first one you want to think about is the first home savings plan, right? That one is, remember, I've done a episode about this with Neil Messias, which I just saw too. Boom. Um, the FHSA is similar to a RSP with reducing your taxable income, and also the concept as a TFSA. So the withdrawals are tax free. Boom, bam, bam. So first, take this into consideration, okay? Obviously, this is for folks that are still look like they realize that they've missed their opportunity on this program, but you have a plan to do this, right? This was just introduced last year in April, but you still have an opportunity to use it, right? And then we have our RSP. So this program's always has been there for a good while, and you can take out at least 35,000 to put down on your down payment towards a new home or a resale home. And you have to pay, it takes you at least 15 years to repay this. The difference with this is whatever you take out, you don't have to pay it back. However, any money that if you don't use this account, it's going to be switched to a RSP or a RIF. Okay, so the RSP, if you decide to use it, take this, go down this route, then you're able to borrow 35,000 tax free, and you have 15 years to pay. Okay, but your repayments you start 2 years after your initial withdrawal. Okay, so boom. So that's another option. And then we have obviously our tax free savings. Like you can use that as well, right? So that is some ideas that we could do. And I really think these are better options, even this one. But there this comes with planning out, right? So if there's something that you'd want to do is plan out your budget and all that stuff. What do you know? You could contact me. And not only me, you able to contact me, but I'll be able to provide you with a list of options of mortgage brokers or real estate agents, because I talk to many. Like the point of my thing is to have a list of folks so you have options to help you or guide you into becoming a first home buyer, right? um the next thing is just okay. So you see how you have the RSPs, right? Or the first home savings combine with someone else. There's nothing wrong with having a plan and being able to strategize correctly, so you don't have to deal with the 5% and all that stuff. Combine with someone else to get an investment property so you're able to have other options there. And yes, I know it's going to take longer than norm. But if you set up a plan where you're able to, like, okay, I'll build a contract with a friend of mine. We can, or you can get co-sign with a family friend or loved one. Just think of different ways to get into to being a first time home buyer. And remember, at first I did not like this. I did not like that it was being discontinued because I really thought it was a tax credit. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. But then I also realized that there is catch 22 for not having to for them actually discontinuing it. It's quite um complex. I don't think it's the best option for folks, and it's a different way for people to be able to, or the government to be able to get a piece of your pie. And we don't want them to get a piece of your pie, right? But I also want to show you guys other assistance that you can consider because I'm always about sharing the information so you guys don't have to, well, you still have to do some of the work, but just be mindful. So there's affordable home ownership program in the region of Waterloo, Ontario. There's affordable home ownership program there. There's one for the people in Quebec. There's a down payment assistant program for PEI. There's one for Nova Scotia. There's a tenable whole program for Calgary. There's so many avenues that you can take, right? It doesn't have to be like the government being your co-owner for your property. Like, yuck. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the show notes as well to give people options, like the folks that are still looking for alternatives to get a home, because I understand times are hard, fam. Times are hard. And you really have to strategize ideally to get into this, right? So I definitely want folks to strategize and get into a home. You just have to have a plan for the next 5 years, if anything, if this was like one of the routes that you were going to take. And you'll thank yourself later because you don't want, there's certain things that you would have been not being able to use or benefit from, right? So like any program that aims to help the Canadians get into a home is a good thing. It is a good thing. It's just that this program didn't have much uptake since 2019, and there are other options for you to get into your dream home, or just I really think sitting down with someone, a professional, whether it's your accountant, your tax preparer, your mortgage broker, your real estate person, talk to someone, a professional, to be able to find alternatives to get into a home, because you can't do it alone. You don't have to do it alone. And there's different ways to get in, right? So I'm definitely gonna um, provide some information so people would be able to um, figure out how to get through this. And don't worry, at the same time, you have me. But I wanted to have this nice, short and sweet, but also it is tax season. I am shouting, I know. But I decided to make a reel. I put it on Facebook. No, I didn't put it on Facebook. I put it on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm going to make a skit. I promised I'd make a skit, so stay tuned for that. It's tax season. Get your questionnaire for me, and yeah, next week is going to be amazing. We're going to have a guest. Boop, 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 boop. It's a surprise. So don't ask me who right now, okay? But make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, anyone that's trying to get into this, sure. But at the end of the day, dash it away. It's my opinion. My opinion. Okay? But until next time, folks. Oh my gosh. Sorry. First of all, happy International Women's Day, or belated Women's Day because it was yesterday. But yeah, And also, I don't care because it's my platform. I get to say what I want to say. I want to big up my mom. It's her birthday coming up a Monday. I am going to honor her and celebrate her birthday. So, anyone that wants to help me honor my mom because you know her and was close to her, please either wear purple, red, or green. Those are her favorite colors. Okay? Until next time, folks, much love and thank you for watching and thank you for your patience. All right?
I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free.